Hello and welcome to the Cars.co.za weekly news. I'm David Taylor, and in this week's episode, the GWM Tank gets a diesel, the facelifted Audi A3's pricing, and Haval quietly introduces a monster. Hit the advert.
Think of a car, any car. Yes, Cars.co.za. Let's find what moves you.
In this week's first story, GWM, that's Great Wall Motors, they've actually listened to South African customers, and we're finally getting some diesel-powered products. Now, for some context, China doesn't actually put much emphasis on diesel vehicles, especially the passenger ones. They see diesel as 18-wheeler trucks and lorries. They focus instead on petrol hybrid, and fully electric. Until now. Case in point, the GWM Tank 300, you know, that body-on-frame off-roader that looks a bit like a Jeep, like a really cool car. When it was launched back in February 2024, there was only a turbo petrol and a turbo petrol hybrid. And pretty much every journo in attendance, plus everyone has tested it, myself included, said, you know what will work here? A diesel. And now, a year later, it's confirmed for South Africa. Yes, it's the 2.4 diesel engine, you know, the one that's just been launched in the P300 Bucky, and with outputs of 135 kilowatts and 480 newton meters, 9-speed auto. I think this is the perfect recipe for this vehicle. One of the best parts, and there's lots of best parts about this diesel vehicle, the fuel consumption, or lack thereof. 7.7 liters per 100, I think that's amazing, especially for a Chinese vehicle. You know, the products have always been slammed for heavy consumption. And plus, I reckon 7.7, that's half of what the turbo petrol Tank 300 can do. Pricing. So from what we can see, there'll be two derivatives, super luxury 4x4 and ultra luxury 4x4. The first will be the cheapest Tank 300 you can get into, 699,900 Rand. Now, interestingly, that's 26,000 Rand less than the current entry point to the range, the Tank 300 turbo petrol. On to the next story, and Audi South Africa has confirmed the facelifted Audi A3 to our market, and this includes the facelifted RS3. And when I saw the pricing, I was quite shocked. Here's why. Yes, the entry-level derivatives have fallen away and the range has been trimmed to just 4 cars, a hatchback and a sedan, and the original, the pre-facelift, there were 12 models. But when did we get to 800,000 Rand for a basic Audi A3 1.4? Now, as a reminder, you could get into a pre-facelift Audi A3 for around 680,000 Rand, but if you compare like for like, the 35 TFSI S-Line, the old model was 722,000 Rand, and this new model, the facelift, 808,000 Rand. Yikes. The engine is being carried over, and as before, it's the 1.4 litre turbo, that's the 110 kilowatt 250 newton meters, front wheel drive, and an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Now, some of you may be aware that the Golf 8.5 also has this powertrain, and pricing for that starts at around 600,000 Rand. So cynically, you could say, has Audi moved into a more premium space to make room for a more affordable basic Golf? I'll leave that to you to decide. For the performance fanatics, you're probably asking where the S3 is, and Audi South Africa has said it'll be coming to our market a little later. There's no pricing on that, but we do know that it'll have 245 kilowatts. The updated Sportback RS3, that now comes in at 1.5 million, just a little bit under that. And when I look at the numbers, 170 grand more than pre-facelift? Audi's also added a local model called the Carbon Edition, and that package is available for both the Sportback and sedan. So what exactly are you getting for this extra 170,000 Rand you're now paying? If you were hoping for more power, sadly that's not happening. The 2.5 litre 5-cylinder still makes 294 kilowatts and 500 newton meters, and you get quattro all-wheel drive and a quick shifting automatic box. But it's this Carbon Edition RS3 sedan, that pricing has me quite perplexed. So for what you get, 1,610,700 Rand. That seems really expensive, and if you look elsewhere in the Audi performance range, you can get a 331 kilowatt Audi RS4 for a little bit less than that. These are interesting times. Finally, our last story for the week, and Haval has been quietly working on launching the Haval H6 GT plug-in hybrid. Some of you may have seen the posts on social media, and thanks to those who've sent them to me. What a car! I will let the numbers do the talking. Right, brace yourselves. From a 1.5 litre turbocharged engine, 110 kilowatts and 230 newton meters. But then, not one, not two, but 3 electric motors all working together to make 342 kilowatts, 762 newton meters, 0 to 100 in 4.9 seconds. That's properly quick for a plug-in hybrid family SUV. Wow, but it gets better. Some more technical data. 35.4 kilowatt hour battery pack, which means it's good for an electric range of around 180 kilometers. And together, the petrol and the battery work together and you'll have a claimed range of over 1,000 kilometers. So not only is it quick, but it should be super efficient as well. I reckon you should be getting around 3 liters per 100. And you're probably thinking, oh great, this car is going to be another one of those overpriced, high performance PHEVs that's going to cost over R1 million. But no, you're wrong, because Haval have already said, we're aiming to put this thing onto market for around 800,000 Rand. Now, I don't know about you, that seems like quite the bargain. And of course, at this price point, 800K, Haval will be throwing everything into this car. So you can expect all the semi-autonomous safety tech, heated ventilated seats, pano roof, digital dashboard, and. You know what it's like with the Chinese products. They throw everything into the cars. That price, by the way, that'll make it South Africa's cheapest plug-in hybrid vehicle by some margin. And personally, I'm really excited to test it. I mean, I think plug-in hybrids are the dark horse of the performance world. They're quicker than expected and more fuel efficient than expected. So watch this space. And that's this week's episode in the bag. As always, I will link additional reading about the vehicles you've seen in the description below. And hey, Cars.co.za is a great place to search for a new or used vehicle. Right now we have 72,000 vehicles for sale. I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.
Think of a car, any car. Yes, Cars.co.za. Let's find what moves you.